Kind of got involved in this project through the fact that several years earlier I had worked with a student intern. She dragged me over here and I got to see the collections here. We collectively did several patterns of men's and women's clothing that are now part of the collections, the object files for the different garments that we patterned. Annie keeps good notes, and so when they were talking to people about having this uniform conserved, they went to several conservators. I came in and looked at it and I said, well, the lining is stable, the outside looks like Swiss cheese, but I think we can bring it back to life. I teach a number of workshops for reenactors and other historic costume people, and I noticed, especially for the reenactors, very few of them, anytime they ever saw an original garment from the 18th century, there was a sheet of glass between them and the object, so you couldn't get in behind it and see all the details. I know my first time at the Museum of Fine Arts getting to handle the original coat worn by a gentleman when he graduated from Harvard College in 1754 was just so amazing and so exciting. And I wanted other people to have that experience, that aha moment of discovery. And so I started collecting about 15 years ago. I have a couple of hundred items. Most of them are study pieces. They have condition issues that big-time collectors don't much care about. But for me, those condition issues, those holes, are what have the charm, allow me to see inside, see the construction, and help better explain how clothing of the past was made and finished and worn. First, it's a way for the wider community to learn about one of their native sons, Peter Parker, who after he left Framingham, he spent time in Connecticut. He spent most of his later adult life, when he wasn't in China, in Washington, D.C. But he had his origins here. He always referred to Framingham as his home, as the place that was important to him, even though he never moved back here. As the president said early at the beginning of the program today, a lot of people think of the History Center as where those dry, dusty old things are. But you take something like this out, put it on a mannequin, see its volume expand, see the full dimension. Now it's not just an old piece of clothing. It is now enveloping, you can see the body that once wore this garment, the humanity, the human nature. The guy who liked to celebrate his birthday, for example, Peter Parker. We get to see the human dimension that lived within these clothes. To me, that's a huge thing, because it creates that bond of common humanity between the past, the present, and what is yet to come, and how we need to preserve it and transmit it to generations yet unborn.